From America's farm to fork capital and some of the richest farmland in the world, it's time for What's in Season with Michael Marks, sponsored by Meals on Wheels, Sacramento County.
Welcome to What's in Season with Michael Marks. It is August. It is hot. It's supposed to be hot in August. Well, we're going to turn up the heat in the kitchen. We're talking chili peppers. Not just these peppers. We're talking chili peppers. Oh my goodness, what a fun day we're going to have here. Mandy Bottoms is going to be in the kitchen with us. Just for kids, going to teach them how to pickle some produce, pickle peppers. That's always good. And Dr. Chelsea is making a house call with us today. I spy a fad diet. She's going to tell us about the good and bad of some of these fad diets that we see. And of course, Kurt Spataro is with us. Chef Kurt Spataro is here. What's he going to be cooking? Chili peppers, of course. So let's get started. When people think of peppers, they think of, well, bell peppers. These have no heat at all. But we're not talking about the heat. We're talking about chili peppers. Now, of course, chili peppers originated in countries today that we call Peru and Bolivia. In fact, Peru today has more varieties of peppers than any other country in the world. It's all started there. The Aztec and Mayan Indians, they were the first to create so many things: corn, potatoes, tomatoes, and of course, peppers. They were good at that. And of course, it was Christopher Columbus, 1493, took all these peppers he found in the New World, took them back to the Old World. They ended up in Hungary. Hungary loved chili peppers. They started hybriding chili peppers. By the 1500s, chili peppers were in the cuisines in most of the world. In fact, today, virtually every cuisine has peppers in it, and a lot of them have chili peppers. Chili peppers are so good for you. Oh my goodness. They're loaded with vitamin C. In fact, they have 106% of the vitamin C that you need every single day. Loaded with vitamin A, loaded with vitamin B16, loaded with vitamin E. They're loaded with iron. These chili peppers are like little vitamin pills. And they turn up the heat in all of your cooking. Oh my goodness. Let's start with some of these different varieties that I have here. My goodness, Anaheim chili peppers. People know Anaheim chili peppers. Pasilla chili peppers, or poblano, they're often called. Hungarian chili peppers, red Fresno chili peppers, yellow wax chili peppers. We're doing a lightning round here. Make sure I know all of my chili peppers. Of course, you have jalapeno chili peppers. One of my favorites right here, the serrano chili pepper. Of course, the habanero chili pepper, Thai red chili pepper, and then just Thai chili pepper. This one right here, oh my goodness, this has become so popular, shishito chili peppers. It's a Japanese word that means lion child of the Tang dynasty. And I call these the celebrity pepper for celebrity chefs. I mean, people have fallen in love with these. A little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of olive oil, blister them with some heat, and then a little bit of salt on them. Oh my goodness, they are so good. Shishito chili pepper. I'm sure you've seen them, these wrinkled ones. The most popular, a lot of people, are Hatch heads. Hatch chili peppers. Oh my goodness. Grown in the Hatch Valley of New Mexico. You're probably thinking, why the Hatch Valley? The Hatch Valley in New Mexico resembles Peru and Bolivia. It's a 4,000 foot elevation plateau where they're grown. It may be a valley, it says Hatch Valley, but it's 4,000 foot elevation. 4 words: hot days, cool nights. That's what makes, and these, by the way, are the first of the season of the Hatch chili peppers. Oh my goodness, these things are unbelievable. There's a guy by the name of Fabian Garcia. It was 1894. He worked at what we now call the University of New Mexico. Fabian Garcia wanted to develop the perfect chili pepper to grow in the Hatch Valley of New Mexico. So he spent about 20 years. Finally, in 1913, he released what he called NM number 9. New Mexico, number 9. I know it sounds like a railroad train, but it's not. It's a variety of chili pepper. New Mexico, number 9. And that became the Hatch chili pepper. There are so many things, oh my goodness, you can do with Hatch chili peppers. I wanted to bring some things over here. Take a look at all of those things. Popcorn, they are so popular. My good friends at Melissa's Produce has sent me so much here. And Hatch, there are a lot of Hatch heads out there. Hey, coming up, we're going to talk about the Scoville heat unit. What are they all about, and what's it mean to your tongue? Don't go away. Well, if it's August, you have a lot of kids who are out there practicing football, practicing soccer, maybe they're on the swim team. But August, it's a time when everybody's out practicing football, right? Practicing sports. Well, Jerry Rice, one of the great football players of all time for the 49ers, after every practice, after every game, he would eat 2 pounds of red grapes. There was a reason why. There's a chemical found, a natural chemical found in red grapes that helps your bloodstream get back to normal. It helps you recover faster. So Jerry Rice knew something very good about red grapes. So get your kids some red grapes. So let's talk about the heat. The fire of 1,000 suns are in these chili peppers, some of them hotter than others. You've all heard of the Scoville heat units. It goes from 0 to a bell pepper to a ghost pepper that has like 1 million Scoville heat units. You probably wonder, where in the world did that even come from? Well, it started in 1912 with a pharmacist. Yeah, a pharmacist named Wilbur Scoville. That's where we get the name Scoville heat units. Now, Wilbur designed a way of determining how hot chili peppers are by taking a solution of sugar water, and he had 5 taste testers, and they would start tasting these different chili peppers. And the way he determined whether it was 1,000 Scoville heat units or 100,000 Scoville heat units, the way he determined that was there was 1 part of the chili pepper juice to, like, say 1,000 parts of sugar water, 1 to 1,000. Now, if that, to the person who's eating, if that neutralized the heat, well, then that chili pepper was at 1,000 Scoville heat units. Also, you go up from there, 500, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. It was all this sugar water solution, and that's how they determine it. Carbon 18, hydrogen 27, nitric oxide 3. That is the chemical makeup of capsaicin. That's the thing in chili peppers that bites your tongue. Now, these little chemicals in the capsaicin, they are not water soluble. So when you drink water after you have chili pepper, it doesn't do anything. It is soluble in fat. So you need to drink milk, high-fat milk. Those little lactate cells of milk, it has a little hook on it, and it kind of takes the capsaicin right out of your tongue. Hey, coming up, don't go anywhere. Mandy Bottoms is with us. We're going to pickle some peppers. This is a book named Imagine This, From Ag in the Classroom, Stories Inspired by Agriculture. Colors Don't Matter by Sophia Magni, a 4th grader in Stanislaus County. In Riverside, California, a red bell pepper named Isabella, that's a cool name for a red bell pepper, Isabella, was peacefully sleeping when her alarm went off. Well, we're going to talk about Imagine This because we're with Mandy Bottoms from Ag in the Classroom. Before we talk about story contest, we're going to pickle some peppers.
We are. You know, peppers are in season in the summer, and they're here and then they're gone. And so one way to keep that summer feeling all year long is by pickling some peppers. So this is a great activity to do at home or at school or wherever you are with kids. It's very simple. So you need to make the brine. That is really important. So that's the science part, because we have 3 cups of water, and we're going to add 3 cups of apple cider vinegar here. Okay. And this is our microorganism, so that's what helps preserve everything. And so we put that in, and then we're going to put in a cup cup and a half of sugar. This is the food for the microorganisms.
Oh, yes, you have to have food.
You do. And then we're going to put in a little bit of salt. And I'm going to need something to stir it. So we're going to put the salt in there, and then we'll grab something to stir it with.
Okay.
And
so this is our brine for the peppers. We could use any pepper we want. You're doing sweet little peppers.
I did sweet because it's for kids,
yes.
but you can use any pepper you want. So you like it spicy, go ahead and put those habaneros and all the spicy peppers in. Once you have the brine, you're going to pour it into a stock pot or something, and you're going to cook it. Just boil it for only 2 minutes. It's really fast.
Oh, that's all it needs.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
So we got the brine.
And then while that's cooking, you're going to want to chop up some bell peppers. So I have this started here. These to come make nice little rings, which are kind of nice for putting in a jar. So you're going to cut them up. I don't worry too much about the seeds because they'll float to the top once they're in the jar. And then you're just going to pack them into a jar. So
this is the fun part.
This is good for kids.
Yeah,
they
kids love to pack things,
getting
right?
their hands dirty. You're just going to put them all in there.
Make sure they wash their hands before
always,
they
and the produce as well. That's always good to do also. So you're going to get as many in there as you can.
And then we've already had the brine, and it came to a boil.
Yep.
And so we just pour it into there, right?
We fill it all the way to the top. You want them completely covered. And once they're covered, they are ready to go. If you want to add a little bit of heat, you can chop up a pepper and just
let's
put
do
it in
that.
there. Should we do that?
Yes, I'll chop it in half, and just a little bit of heat goes in there, a little serrano
and
chili
it's nice
pepper.
to do it long because then you don't mistakenly just eat the pepper.
Yes.
So that's just adding the flavoring. We put this on tightly, and then you put it in the fridge for just 6 days.
Oh.
And the fermentation is going to do its magic, and after 6 days you can try it and see if you like it. So actually I started this 6 days ago, so we can try this one. This is already pickled. There's no heat included in it.
Okay.
This is a sweet pepper brine.
Oh my goodness. Yes, put that in my salad, put that on my sandwiches.
Isn't that good?
That is very good. So, Mandy Bottoms, tell us about this cute little book.
Yeah, so at Ag in the Classroom, every year we have a story writing contest for kids in grades 3 through 8. And they can write a story, they submit it online, and then it's judged statewide. The deadline is October 1st, so you need to get in by then. And the students' stories are judged, and the winners, this is the best part, actually have their stories illustrated by high school art students.
Wow.
And so we put it all together in this book. There's stories that are inspired by agriculture. So when you look out in the fields and you see something, you think, how did that get there? What's the story behind it? Students research it, they write about it, and then the winners get their book illustrated. And we get to celebrate them at Capital Ag Day every year at the
Capitol.
At the Capitol. They travel up to Sacramento and they are recognized right there. So it's a really fun contest. It's opening now in August, and then the deadline is October 1st. So you can learn more about it on our website, learnaboutag.org. We have all our info there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Isabella, the red bell pepper. I love that. Hey, coming up, Dr. Chelsea is making a house call. I spy a fad diet. There are so many health fads, so many diet fads. I was reading about a fad in 1925 called the cigarette diet, for crying out loud. Grab a Lucky Strike instead of grabbing sweets. Oh my goodness. The 1930s, they had bananas and skim milk. Of course, the grapefruit diet, the celery juice diet. All of these diets, we need some answers. Chelsea Zarkon making a house call with us today. I spy a health fad. Oh my goodness. There's so many of them.
I spy a lot of them all the time.
I bet you do. So I'm just going to name a few.
Okay.
And tell me, I don't know, what I should do with it. Okay. Atkins diet. That was a big one for a long time.
It was, and some people are creeping back toward that. There's some things I like about it. So I like that it focuses on lean protein and helps people manage their portions. What I don't like about it is that I think it over focuses on cutting out carbohydrates. We've really been learning in the past few years how important carbohydrates are to a healthy metabolism.
Thank goodness, I love carbs.
The healthy ones we talk about on this show.
You.
And I also think it can focus too much on caloric restriction. You want a modest caloric restriction to lose weight, and the biggest mistake that people make when trying to lose weight is they overcut. So there's some good things about Atkins, but not my favorite.
Paleo diet.
I think paleo diet is pretty good overall because the paleo diet is focusing on a way of eating. So you're really trying to focus on whole foods and what would you get in nature. I think sometimes paleo diet can get a little restrictive. I think if you're eating a whole foods diet, you don't necessarily need to be cutting out nuts and beans or some of the things that a paleo diet would cut out that could be good sources of fat or fiber from whole food sources.
Okay, keto diet. That's been a big fad.
Yeah, keto diet is not one size fits all. It works really well for certain things. So metabolic type of conditions, your PCOS, your obesity, your diabetes, and some neurological conditions. Keto was actually originally studied for children with epilepsy, and that's the best condition that it has research on. A true keto diet is 3 portions of fat for every 1 combined portion of carbohydrate and protein. So most people aren't eating a true keto diet. What they're really doing is an extremely low carbohydrate diet, so keeping net carbs between 30 to 50 grams. And that can be beneficial if there's something metabolic going on, but it can also lead to nutrient deficiencies if you're doing it long term. So I use it more as a tool than a lifestyle.
Okay, how about the carnivore diet?
Okay.
Oh my goodness, carnivore.
Yeah, carnivore is another one that's not one size fits all. It really depends on the person using it. So kind of the idea behind carnivore is that plants can contain these toxic proteins that are defense mechanisms for the plant. So they help the plants defend themselves against insect predators, but humans have a hard time digesting those too. So those are lectins, oxalates, salicylate, just different plant compounds. People who are really inflamed sometimes have a difficult time digesting those, and so they might do well on a carnivore diet. The meat quality is so important with a carnivore diet, and again, not one that's going to be good for everybody or necessarily long term.
Okay, one final one, Mediterranean diet.
Yes. Thumbs up for everyone.
Okay.
Most studied diet on the face of the planet. Yeah.
Okay, so you like the Mediterranean diet.
I love Mediterranean,
Okay.
yeah.
So what things should we be looking for with some of these health fads or diet fads? I mean, if they promise overnight success, that's probably one you probably shouldn't go after, right?
Exactly. So sustainability is huge. It has to be something that you can stick with and that you can learn to enjoy what you're eating in the context of that diet. I think not overly villainizing any one food group is another thing that I like to look for. And then also focusing on real whole foods. You shouldn't be running on diet snack foods to lose weight.
All right. I even saw one that limited your calorie intake to 900 calories a day. I mean, that's pretty restrictive.
Yeah, that is going to crash and burn you pretty fast. Occasionally, we'll drop somebody that low for a day or two as part of a plan, but that is not a calorie threshold that really anyone should be staying at.
Moderation?
Yeah.
Is that the key word here?
Mostly moderation
Okay.
within a Whole Foods context.
Eat your fruits and vegetables is what I just heard her say, Whole Foods, right?
That's right.
Eat your fruits and vegetables. Thanks, Dr. Chelsea, for making a house call. Hey, coming up, Chef Kurt Spataro's in the house. Cooking what else? Chili peppers. Don't go away. Hey, if you have any questions for What's in Season, you have some suggestions, just write to us at whatsinseason@cbs.com. We'd be happy to answer any questions you might have on produce. I've been so excited about this because there's only one person on the face of the planet that I want in this kitchen talking about chili peppers, and that is Chef Kurt Spataro, one of the great chefs here in Northern California. Of course, Perigary's restaurant, Cafe Bernardo's.
Go on.
Yeah, St. Rose. Oh my goodness, so many great restaurants.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Yeah, you and I have known each other for how many years? Many, many years. And when you first opened St. Rose, one of the things you asked for, Michael, can you get some leaves of a Zutano avocado from Mexico?
And were you successful?
Yes, I was successful in getting it for you.
It was 30 years ago.
I know it was.
so-
I remember it to this day. Said,
Yeah.
we got to get some leaves from Michoacan in Mexico of the Zutano avocado, because you're going to take that leaf and you're going to char it and then sprinkle it into something, right?
Right, essential ingredient in Oaxacan cuisine.
All right.
So thank you, 30 years later, for doing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, so chili peppers. What do you love about chili peppers?
You know what? This is near and dear to my heart. I cannot cook without chilies, period. Not to make things spicy hot. I mean, sometimes that's what you want, but often just to add a nuance of a little tingle or something that hits your tongue in a certain way in combination with other flavors. But There are very few things where I don't use it, some sort of chili, fresh, dried, powdered, etc.
Those are the 3 ways we eat chili peppers.
Essential,
Yes.
essential.
Yeah. So we're going to you have a poblano, some people call it pasilla chili pepper, right?
Yeah, now I have to take issue with you here, because in Mexican cuisine, this is poblano.
The dried is pasilla.
The dried version of the ripened dried version of this is ancho, again in Mexican cuisine. And then the pasilla, fresh, is called chilaca. It's a dark green curled chili. They dry it, then it's called pasilla in Mexican cuisine.
So even your produce man learns something every day.
So we're going to stuff this. These are great for stuffing because of the size and shape. And to do so, we're going to char it over an open flame. So we're going to go
so
over
if you have gas in your kitchen, just right over the open
directly
flame.
over flame.
Turn it back and forth, right?
Keep going until it turns completely black. So after it's charred, it will look something like this. And it needs to steam, so if it's either in a mixable piece of plastic or a plastic bag, let it sit for 15 minutes or so. That will soften the flesh. It should look like this, completely charred and
That
black.
looks beautiful to me.
Doesn't it? It
Yes.
does to me too. So take a paper towel
Oh, look at
or a
that.
kitchen towel and peel off the skin. And if not all of it comes off, do not worry about it. Just get most of it off. You can also take the back of a knife to get some of it off. So once you have most of the skin off,
Oh my goodness. I wish you could smell this. It just smells so
they
good.
smell amazing. So then we want to slit the chili open like so. Don't cut it in half, but like this, so it opens up. And the heat is in this placenta, this seed pod. So to remove that, because you really don't want to eat that, you carefully cut it.
Okay, that's 2/3 the heat of the chili pepper, right?
It is. In any chili, the heat is in the veins that run from the placenta down the flesh and the seed pod. Seeds and veins are where the heat is. So once you've got that, you've got this beautiful chili ready to stuff.
Where's my fork?
And yeah, and you can do all sorts of different things. Today, we're gonna do some seasonal things. So this is queso Oaxaca. It's Oaxacan string cheese. So I'm gonna take some of that. That goes inside the chili. This is a really interesting herb. Now, Michael, you probably know what this is. Smell that.
Okay.
This is called epazote. And it's a quintessential herb used in Mexican cooking. Very unusual, but very delicious. These are fresh squash blossoms, so those go in there.
Oh,
And you can just
button it up a little
button
bit.
it up and put it in the oven, steam side down like that for about 10 minutes. That will melt the cheese, and we're gonna be good to go.
So then that'll go on a plate after it comes out of the...
Yeah, so I've made a tomato sauce with charred tomatoes, charred onions, and roasted garlic, all done Mexican style without any oil or anything. And then I've blended it in a blender. And again, this would come out of the oven.
Oh.
And
Would we put anything on top?
nope.
Just like
That's
that.
it. Just
Beautiful.
like that.
Kurt Spataro, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for being with us today, and we will see you next time.